Hi, Chris Rossetti here from D9and10sports.com. I wanted to take a second to tell you about one of the best restaurants in all of Western Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg, PA. With indoor and outdoor dining, you can enjoy prime rib all weekend long, or perhaps it is their full wings served on Thursday wing nights that you're after. From celebrating a special occasion to hanging out with family and friends, the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg is the place to be. As they like to say, you come for the food and you stay for the view. Reserve your table today at AlleghenyGrill.com.
Howdy, rodeo fans. The 63rd Annual North Washington Rodeo is scheduled for August 15th through the 19th. Come see your favorite events, including bronc riding, barrel racing, bull riding, and more. Gates open at 6 p.m. with the show starting at 8. Come early and eat dinner in the social hall between 4 and 7. Nightly specials will be offered. Can't make dinner? No problem. There'll be lots of concession options available during the show. Grounds are located at 2225 Oneida Valley Road in Petrolia, Pennsylvania. For more information, visit northwashingtonvfd.com/rodeo. The show goes on, rain or shine.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's that time of year where the weather tests our sanity. But better days lie shortly ahead. Nature will welcome us back to enjoy its sweet chorus, and sparkling waters will engulf us to rejuvenate our souls. There will be countless adventures and awesome opportunities, and most importantly, quality time with those we love. We welcome you to enjoy some of life's great experiences in Warren County, where we have been enjoying the great outdoors since 1819. Warren County, Pennsylvania. Simple, pure, real.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Medler Field at Lebrano Park here on the campus of Penn State University, and technically University Park, PA, State College, Pennsylvania. I'm Chris Rossetti. The guy next to me, the one and only JJ Michaels from the Hound. He will have the call of today's game on the Hound 97.5 FM. So yes, folks, you can actually listen to it on old school terrestrial radio. You can also listen to it online. It will be available on the Hound's website, houndcountry.com. We'll have a link on d9and10sports.com as well for you. And not that it needs any introduction, JJ, but this is a first in District 9 history, an all District 9 state championship game. The Du Bois Central Catholic Cardinals, the defending state champions, the District 9 runners up against the first time District 9 champions in Class 1A, the Clarion Bobcats. Wow, JJ, just wow.
You know, the only bad part about this, Chris, I think, is that there wasn't enough time for a bigger buildup. There was only the couple of days between Tuesday when DCC won to get here, and really it was like 36 hours once everything was all said and done. So there wasn't much time, but I think we've built it up about as big as it can get, and it is big. I mean, this is huge for District 9 because it's you look at the way things have kind of shaped out. I think people look at District 9 now as the district to beat when it comes to baseball. Look at all the great teams that have been a part of this district in the last few years. And obviously DCC with the defending state champs, but Clarion had a great year. Punxsutawney had a great year. Red Bank Valley had a great year.
Carson City had a great year.
Johnsonburg was in the mix again this year too. So, you look at this district in terms of baseball, and boy, you can consider it a powerhouse.
All you have to do is go back to 2013. Johnsonburg wins the state title 10 years ago. Then Elk County Catholic runner-up the next year in 14. Then Clarion the runner-up in 17. Then Du Bois Central Catholic the champion last year. And then there's going to be a champion this year. It's either going to be Du Bois Central Catholic or Clarion. That's going to be 2 champions in a 10-year span of time. That's going to be 5 teams out of a possible 20. And that's the entire state we're talking about in Class A baseball. That is really impressive.
And you look at the teams that both of these teams have taken down this year coming into this game. Doc Mennonite was considered by many the favorite to win the state coming into that game on Tuesday. And DCC, Aiden Snowberger, what can you say? The kid pitched a brilliant game. And, the bats just came alive at the right times. The big hits, that's been the key to DCC's success. But, boy, Clarion.
It's about pitching. It's about pitching, Chuck. I mean,
it is great.
They haven't given up a run in the state playoffs. They're
Yeah.
at, I think we figured 18 in the third scoreless inning since Central scored 3 on them in the fourth inning in the District 9 championship game. Check this out, folks. They're only the 4th team all time in the history of the PIAA tournament, regardless of classification. And we're talking all the way back to 1977 to go through the first 3 rounds of the state tournament without giving up a run.
And it's not just willy-nilly either. They've faced some good opponents along the way.
You look at the Southern Fulton team that they beat in the state semifinal game, and that's a team that's been in the state semifinals 3 years in a row. The last 2 years they've just run into District 9 teams.
Well, not only that, they battled them, but they battled the weather the other day too. I mean,
that weather was awful.
That was rough on Monday.
Man. It was very rough on Monday. And they're doing it. Devin Lauer. Lauer has started the first 3 games. My understanding is he's starting again today.
And at this point, it's all hands on deck, and there's no tomorrow, so to speak. So at this point, I'm sure he's saying to Coach Jewett, just give me the ball, let me throw as much as I can.
And then we've got these 2 teams are so familiar with each other.
100%.
They played in the regular season. Du Bois Central Catholic, and we'll show a highlight here in a minute of this. Du Bois Central Catholic was trailing 2-1. It was a home game for Clarion. It was at Stern Field in Du Bois. It was supposed to be at the Clarion County Park. It had rained. Well, you know what? I don't even think that was a rain situation. I think that was a busing situation for Du Bois Central Catholic. They couldn't get a bus. Clarion was able to get a bus, but Clarion still got to be the home team. The Bobcats led 2-1 behind Derek Smale going to the top of the 7th inning. DCC was down to its last strike. Carter Hickman singles home a run to tie the game. DCC's down to its final strike in the inning again. Then Braden Fox goes the other way into the left center field gap to give them the lead. And folks, we'll give you an opportunity to watch those 2 plays right now. Tying run 90 feet away here in the top of the 7th for DCC. Smales 2-2, ripped into left field, coming in on it. Left fielder Miller will play out of bounds. 1 run is in. They're going to hold Snowberger at third, and DCC has tied the game on a 2-out. RBI single to left by Carter Hickman. 50 feet away for Central. Runner goes. Fox drives into the left center field gap. That ball is going to go down. It's going to be off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes a second one. The Cardinals have taken a 4-2 lead on the 2-run, 2-out, 2-strike double to left center field by Braden Fox.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Play ball! Hot dogs in baseball are as American as apple pie, and some of the best hot dogs in Clarion can be found at the Easy Dogs hot dog cart. From plain dogs to specialty dogs like the running back with chili or cheese or the linebacker with cheesy sauce, bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onions, and so much more. The Easy Dogs hot dog cart is worth the wait. Follow Easy Dogs on Facebook at facebook.com/EasyDogs2022 to see where they'll be next. And remember, Easy Dogs, see the ability, expect more. The weather has turned nice, and now is a great time to do your spring planting. And there's no better place to get all your flowers, trees, and other planting needs than at CNA Trees, located just minutes south of downtown Clarion on Route 68. Check out CNA Trees' great selection of flowers in the greenhouse, or select from one of their great trees or year-round plants. Let the professionals at CNA Trees help you with your next project. Stop by with your dimensions and pictures. CNA Trees has you covered from start to finish. Find out more at catrees.com. Like them on Facebook at facebook.com/catrees814, or call them today at 814-745-3232.
Zoncro Motor Truck Sales in Clarion, taking care of the trucking industry since 1940. Service and parts department open weekdays until midnight, Saturdays until noon. If you need your truck repaired or need to schedule maintenance, call or visit Zoncro Motor Truck Sales, I-80 Exit 64, Greenville Pike, Clarion.
Now is a great time to get your VoIP phone or security system installed by Computer Support. Computer Support also has laptops and printers in stock, and remote and on-site service calls are available. Computer Support in Clarion has kept computers up and running for over 38 years. Find out more at computersup.com or call 814-226-7456.
Creating champions is what we do at the Garage in Shippenville. The Garage is Clarion County's premier indoor hitting and pitching facility, offering one-on-one instruction to athletes of all ages. Join one of our group sessions now by contacting the Garage at 814-918-2123. And did you know the Garage is more than just about baseball and softball? We now have the True Golf Simulator where you can hone your game all year round. Like the Garage on Facebook today.
Buying, selling, or building a home, then call Burford and Henry Real Estate today at 814-227-7355. For more than 15 years, Burford and Henry Real Estate Realtors have been ready to help you in your next property search. They are also the #1 agency selling more homes in the region than anyone else. And with their Showcase Homes divisions, their expert consultants can help you with building the home of your dreams. Check out Burford and Henry online at burfordandhenry.com. Burford and Henry Real Estate Services, something different. Back here at Medler Field on the campus of State College University. Chris Rossetti here next to me. JJ Michaels from the Hound. Andy Close is on the board today.
I feel bad for him. He's the one that's controlling our broadcast.
Yeah, and he's the one that looks all professional. He's got the YDL Sports Network shirt on and all of that.
Yeah.
And
I'm the guy with a face for radio.
yeah,
so,
well, you know, that's okay. Folks, right before we went to break there, you saw how DCC won the regular season matchup on May 11th. You're thinking, JJ, after that game, boy, it doesn't get any better than this, right?
Surprise. It
Yeah,
did.
it got much better than that. Then on Memorial Day in the District 9 championship game, now Clarion's the visiting team. The visiting team mainly because now they're the second seed because of that comeback by Dubois Central Catholic. They're trailing 3-1 going to the bottom or the top of the 7th inning. A lot of that had to do with Aiden Snowberger. You talked about Aiden a little earlier, JJ. But Aiden forced into that game because Carter Hickman's arm gave out on him, and they didn't have any choice. And so they're winning 3-1. Central's made a few mistakes. That not the cleanest game that they played this year. A couple of base running mistakes. Still up 3-1. Need 3 outs. Now they need 2 outs. All of a sudden, Dante Gervin doubles. Then Hayden Weber gets on. Now it's first and second for Dawson Smale, and we'll talk a little bit about Dawson Smale in a moment. Dawson Smale doubles off the top of the wall in center. Heck, I thought it was gone.
Yeah, it was close.
And it's now a tie game 3-3. Bryce Brinkley comes up. He triples. It's 4-3. They add 2 more runs. They win their first ever District 9 title 6-3. Let's take a look at how that game unfolded. It's the runner at second. 1-1 pitch. That ball is driven into the gap. That ball is off the top of the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Weber. The relay will not come to the plate. This game is tied at 3 on the 2-run double off the top of the wall in center by Dawson Smale. 2. Brinkley drives it to deep right field. That's going to get down. That's going to give the Bobcats the lead. Brinkley's on his way to second. He's not stopping. He's going to have a stand-up triple, and Clarion has a 4-3 lead. The Bobcats have struck for 3 here against the defending state champs in the top of the 7th. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
I don't know. We have 7 innings to play today. So, you kind of, with those 2 games between the regular season and the D9 title game, you're almost expecting something of the same sort today. And we were talking before the broadcast here. It's like we're watch us get let down. Watch, something happen with that. But I honestly, I don't think that's going to happen because these 2 teams have fought and clawed and scratched and traveled, to get to this point. And both of them know what's at stake, in this one today.
Well, Andy and I had a chance last night, JJ, to go and talk to both Adam Fox and Rob Jewett, and we'll show people those interviews here in a moment. I'd say quiet confidence, but it's not even quiet. It's an out loud confidence that both of these teams had. I looked at Andy after we did Adam first. We did the interview with Adam first, and then we went and did the interview with Rob. And as we're leaving the interview with Rob, I looked at Andy and I go, yeah, I still don't know who's winning. And I was like, you listen to Adam Fox talk and you're like, oh my God, they're going to win. They've got it all figured out, right? They've got the confidence. They've got the experience. They're going to do this. Then you go and you talk to Rob Jewett and you're like, oh my God, this team's going to win. They've got talent galore. They've got, not that Central doesn't, they're both got talent galore, but they got talent galore. And this is a group that has won all the way up since they were 10 years old. They've beaten Dubois over and over and over again in that run throughout the younger levels. Oh my gosh, this team's going to win. And I don't think you'd won a state championship game any other way.
No, I wouldn't. And it's funny, Chris, because I remember after the D9 title game, I remember reading your column about the game, and you put towards the end that these two teams could meet in the state championship game. And I noticed that. I'm thinking to myself, that might happen. That just might happen. And what a way to finish off a season, to be able to come back to this. I think the one thing that is prevalent on both sides of this equation, Clarion and DCC, is that these kids are gutty kids. Whatever the situation, they're up against the wall. The situation, as long as they got a strike left to battle, they're going to battle. They're going to be fouling off pitches. They're going to be, forcing the pressure up defensively. And you just never know what's going to happen next. Case in point, the other day, when Doc Mennonite had that little bit of a momentum getter in, sixth
inning.
And all of a sudden, here comes the pickoff at second base. And that just killed everything right there. So you never know. That has been the deal for both of these schools. Either way,
Clarion had a similar situation, JJ, in the quarterfinal game.
Yep.
It was either no score or a low score early in the game, and Sagertown gets a runner on. Sagertown's knowing to want to push the issue, all of that, and Hayden Weber throws a guy out stealing.
Yeah.
You look at the way that they find ways to score. I think about Braden Fox getting a run in, an extra run in for them. For Central in the semifinal game. I look at the way Clarion scores twice in the fourth inning of their semifinal game on balls that probably don't break a pane of glass. And they're teams that they know how to manufacture runs. They also have the power to score crooked numbers. They both have great pitching. We talked a little bit about Clarion's. Central's had to kind of glue it together since we knew coming into the year they had lost Cole Sampson, they had lost Brandon Anderson. Right. We knew that Carter Hickman was going to have to be the guy. Carter started out the year, had a little bit of a finger issue, didn't get the pitch for a couple weeks, then came on, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the Carter Hickman we saw last year. And then he goes out with the arm injury in the state in the District 9 championship game, and you're like, is that it for Central's chances? But Aiden Snowbarker stepped up, Carter Heim stepped up, Braden Fox stepped up. I think we're going to see Braden Fox today.
Are we? Is that the deal? Is that the rumor?
That's the rumor I've got.
Okay, well, they can't go wrong with that. I'll tell you. We did the game against Greenwood in the quarterfinals out in Altoona. And that was yet another situation where DCC was seriously up against the wall. 5 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, they're down 5-0.
And before they even picked up the bats from the rack. And that game, Heim settled down. A lot of people will look at that and say, well, he gave up, I think in all it was 6 runs because he gave up another one in like the third or fourth, I think. But people don't understand how well he pitched in the second and third and into the fourth innings to keep that game reachable for DCC. And he was just brilliant. And then when Fox came in, Braden was just brilliant in the late part of that game. And
you're talking 2 young kids here. I mean, it's hard to think about. And that's the theme. You have a freshman and a sophomore that are going to pitch there. On the other side, there's 1 senior on the entire Clarion roster.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Mattis is having a heck of a senior season to finish out, but he's it. So it's not unfathomable to think that we may see this for a long time.
Let's make our reservations for next year at this time, right?
Hey, let's take a chance now to listen to what DuBois Central Catholic manager Adam Fox had to say about this game and this season for his Cardinals. Here, DCC head coach Adam Fox. Adam, just getting back to the state championship game. This year's been a little bit of an uphill struggle for you guys at times. Started 0-3, have had to overcome some injuries, but just talk about the resiliency of this team.
I mean, you said it. That's the word, resiliency. And I've said it in a lot of different interviews with you and with everybody else, that these kids just have tremendous character. They show up every day and they do their job, and they trust the process. And if someone's down, the other one picks the other one up. So I'm just so proud of these kids and what they've put in all year and how they've gotten through the adversity and shown up to play the game the right way, and they go about their business. No moment's too big for them, and as 15 to 18-year-old kids, you got to be super proud of that and how they go about that every day.
Familiar foe. I mean, third time you played these guys, both games decided in the 7th inning. One goes your way, one goes their way. Are you expecting a lot more of the same?
I don't know. Clarion's so good. They have such a good team. They have tremendous players. I mean, Dawson Smell started them. He's a Division I player. He's just a great kid, great player. His brothers, such a tough kid. These kids know each other. They're Snapchatting right now. It's almost like, man, how do you react as a coach to the gamesmanship side of it? I think at the bigger scheme of things is it's a high school baseball game. It's tremendous for the area. Whoever comes out on top, I'm proud of all these kids. This goes back to when they were little leaguers, as the area knows. These kids have battled since they were 9 years old. And it's just so cool that they're at this stage, at this point of their lives, every single one of them. Me as a coach, I'm just proud of both schools, all the coaches. Hats off to Coach Jewett and Coach Weber and his staff and his kids. They've done a tremendous job this year. That game they came back and beat us in was, that says a lot about that team and their resiliency too. And that's all you can ask for at the end of the day is kids that compete with heart, kids that go at it the way that both these schools go at it. You got to have a lot of pride in that, as a parent, as a fan, and just overall as the whole District 9. Just you got to love it.
I was going to just say, if you had an opportunity to just reflect on the fact that this isn't Clarion versus Du Bois Central Catholic for some game in May. This isn't even for the District 9 championship in Memorial Day. This is for the state title. It's two teams from District 9 playing for it. How cool is that?
It's awesome. I mean, you put a title on it. You put a state championship title on it. Obviously, these are things like last year we were playing state championship. It lasts forever. Once you're a state champion, you're a state champion forever. And these kids, I know they're going to feel the pressure tomorrow, both sides, because Du Bois Central, they want to repeat. They want this bad. They know their job's not finished. And I know, Clarion, they're set out to finish the task too. So you look at it from outside the box, from other than me being the coach of DCC's perspective, from just a fan's perspective. You see that you got two teams that they're gonna go at it tomorrow, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm gonna write the lineup. I'm going to coach a little bit, but I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to have to pinch myself because I'm going to be a fan of this game, as everybody should be.
Speaking of your lineup, you haven't been afraid to shake it up once the state playoffs started. Why is that?
There's a lot of different variables when it comes to lineups. How guys are swinging it at the time, matchups. Who needs protection, who needs a guy behind them. Who doesn't need a guy behind them right now because they're seeing the ball so well. They're spitting on pitches that are real close. They're taking at bats that are, they're taking the bats to the next level. We just kind of go off of what we feel the best matchups are, what we feel guys that are swinging at the best, and we just go from there. You're not always 100% accurate all the time, but you try to schematically put your guys in the best position to win, based on who you're playing and how they're swinging it. So that's kind of how we shake it up.
Do you believe that your team has any advantage having played in this ballpark before, played in this atmosphere before?
100%. 100% they do. They know as soon as they walk in the field, they're going to go. They've already gone through this. It's just like visualizing. I mean, we've played this game. We've played the 10:30 a.m. game. We've stayed in the hotel the night before. We've taken the bus ride down. We've had dinner the night before. We've already done this. So I think that you have to look at that as an advantage. But at the end of the day, when they start to go at it, and they're and the teams start to perform, I think all that goes out the window. So it's a beautiful place to play. It's a good atmosphere. It's a great place to hit, a great place to pitch. It's just it's definitely something that we'll take into tomorrow, that our experience from last year's game, and we'll try to use that to our advantage for sure.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Back here at Medler Field at Lebrano Park, getting ready for this PIAA, I almost said District 9 championship game,
Well,
JJ.
basically is, you know. I mean,
PIAA championship game. You just heard from Adam Fox, the DuBois Central Catholic manager. And, we talked about lineup construction in that interview with Adam, and we have their lineup today, and that lineup has switched a little bit again as he's now moved Carter Hickman into the 3 hole, has put Matt Pine back in the 9 hole.
Yeah, and I think that's a good choice. And the reason why is that they I mean, in its basic form, the guys that have been hitting for them are going to have a chance at one more at bat in the game by moving them up in the order. And that's not to knock Matt Pine. Pine's been doing great, but he provides some pop at the bottom of the order now. That is, their order is going to be.
It's like having
bottom.
2 leadoff hitters.
Exactly.
You go Piney, and then you go Snowy,
and
and it's like having 2 leadoff hitters, and so it just creates more potential for havoc in that lineup. I talked to Adam a little bit off that interview about why Pisarcek, who's like 5 for 11 with I think 7 or 9 RBIs in the PIAA playoffs. Why 5? He said, "Hey, I want to keep him out of sometimes you hit 4 and it gets into your head, and 5 is not quite as much pressure mentally." And that's a manager who really knows his team.
Boy, for sure. And I think that's one thing. And a lot of people will say, "Well, are the kids disappointed about that?" I can guarantee you that Matt Pine and Caden Brzezinski, who's now going to bat 4th, and Pisarcek, no way that they're disappointed, because they know that where they're put is the best position to help this team win. And that's the neat thing about this, is that all these kids, and you could say this about Clarion too, is they all buy in to what their manager's preaching. And especially Adam, a guy who's played baseball for his whole life and played at a professional level. He's seen a lot of baseball. He knows baseball pretty well. Same with Rob Jewett too. It's going to be neat to see how the X's and O's play out.
How about this little tidbit? Lee Weber, the assistant coach for Clarion, was Adam Fox's science teacher at St. Mary's High School, was his quarterback coach. I mean, this is what we're talking about, folks. This is how well these teams know each other. Adam Fox was taught by one of the guys coaching in the Clarion dugout today.
The stories write themselves in this game. Sorry to say that.
No, they did. No, I always say that. I'm the first one to say that all I'm doing is telling the story that's already out there, when it comes to the writing part of it. Also had an opportunity to talk to Rob Jewett. Here's Rob's interview.
You're here with Clarion head coach Rob Jewett. Rob, second time you've been here. You were here in 2017, but first time for all these guys. First of all, how excited are you, and how are the guys handling the extra pressure of a state championship game?
Super excited that the program's got back here again, and super pumped for these boys. They put in so much work and effort, so I couldn't be happier for them to get to this point. But yeah, we're just going at it, business as usual. Next person up, and let's go after them and send them home hopefully. And we're ready to go, and we're ready to play our game.
Really, the story of your PIAA playoff run has been pitching. Just I believe the 4th team to ever go through the first 3 rounds of the PIAA playoffs without letting up a run. Talk a little bit. I mean, obviously that starts with Devin Lauer. I mean, he's done most of that. Derek Smale a little bit there, in the semifinals. But just talk about your pitching.
Yeah, I mean, Devin's really coming to his own this year, and he knows how to pitch. He's really grown into a pitcher. He knows what works best for him. He hits his corners, mixes it up. But most of all, he trusts his defense. And I think that's what's helped us put up zeros, is our defense has been spot on. So I'd say it's more of a combination of pitching and defense. And Devin does a nice job commanding the game and controlling the game and controlling the runners. And that's something that's, really helped us out a ton. Some pickoffs and stuff like that. And, we're ready to use everybody that we have to, and we're just going to compete.
It must feel good knowing that you have your entire pitching staff at your disposal in a championship game. Not that you necessarily want to use everybody, but knowing that you have that has to be a pretty good feeling.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I have confidence in everybody that's been thrown. We've thrown up some good numbers all season. Again, everyone buys into the same same mentality of throwing strikes and trusting your defense. And, you know, if something's not working for somebody, we'll go to the next guy and they'll pick them up. And that's what good teams do. They'll pick each other up.
Usually in the state playoffs, you don't know a lot about your opponent, but that's not the case in this championship game. You've played this team twice already. Both games came down to the final inning. Is it good or bad to be playing a team that you're familiar with?
Yes. It is good and bad. I mean, I don't know. This is like a rubber match. I mean, we both tasted like we had victory and it got swept underneath us. We both had that. So I'm sure both teams are going to come in hungry and ready to show what they got. Yeah, we know a little bit about them. They know a little bit about us, which could be good and bad. But you know what? Ultimately, both teams have to go out there and play the game they want to play. So, you know, the best team's got to win, and you know, we're going to be the team that makes less mistakes.
What does this mean about District 9 Class A baseball to have you guys playing DuBois Central Catholic? This isn't some game in May in DuBois that was supposed to be at the Clarion County Park. This isn't even Memorial Day. This is for the state championship.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good teams in District 9. You know, there's a lot of really good coaches, and they run good programs, and the athletes buy into it, and they put in the hard work. I mean, you can see that with us in DCC, and then you got Karn City, Red Bank, Johnsonburg, Punxsutawney. Like, there's a lot of good teams that made it pretty far and put up some good numbers, good seasons, and we do that every season. It's nice that it just worked out that we're playing each other in the final. But I mean, we're evenly matched teams, and like I said, the district is really powerful, and it's cool to see.
You have an offense that'll just do what it takes to score runs, whether that's a sacrifice fly. I think you have 16 of those on the year, a ground out, whatever. You know, talk a little bit about the unselfish nature of the offense.
That's the beauty of this team, is that they're really playing together well as a team and just doing whatever job they have to do to get the job done. And whether that is to lay down a sacrifice bunt, whoever it is in the lineup, whether it hit right side, move a runner, a sac fly, whatever it is, they've bought into it. And you know, our lineup is pretty potent itself. It's not all about sac flies. They can hit. I believe in them 1 through 9. The bottom of the order can turn it around, and we have a lot of confidence going in. We see good pitches. We try to put the ball in play. That's the motto: put the ball in play, put the pressure on the defense, and we run the bases well. And I have a lot of confidence in them. They have a lot of confidence, and I think we're going to do good things tomorrow.
And when you look at the experience of these guys have won a lot at different levels. You know, there was a lot of maybe high hopes put on these guys from a young age. Talk about just them getting to a state championship game.
It's pretty cool. It's a team of a lot of juniors. There's a lot of juniors that actually got thrown into it when they were freshmen, which is usually unheard of. But so they were able to grow together for the past 3 years and grow. They did. They really improved their game, and it's really cool to see how much they've grown together as a team, and they're taking it to the next level.
Zocro Motor Truck Sales in Clarion, taking care of the trucking industry since 1940. Service and parts department open weekdays until midnight, Saturdays until noon. If you need your truck repaired or need to schedule maintenance, call or visit Zocro Motor Truck Sales, I-80 Exit 64, Greenville Pike, Clarion.
Back here at Medler Field at Lebrano Park, about 45 minutes from first pitch here in the state championship game between Clarion and DuBois Central Catholic. Clarion, the District 9 champion, DuBois Central Catholic, they still wear that title of state champion at least for another 2.5, 3 hours, and maybe for another entire year, JJ.
You know, it's been neat in the 36 hours that we've had leading up on this to hear about, talk about, read about all this stuff. And the bottom line of it all is that in 45 minutes, it comes down to the first pitch and to what they do in between the lines. All this stuff that's happened before, all the talk and everything, that's the neat part about it, is that it all means nothing. Once that umpire points and says, okay, you're free to throw that first
play
pitch.
Ball.
That's it. And I'll tell you, man, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't sleep very well last night.
No, me neither.
I did, but I didn't. You know, I was up early, got breakfast this morning, and it's just like, man, I couldn't wait to get here, you know, to get ready to do this. Because this, you know, this is exciting. These are the kind of moments that kids dream about. You mentioned to me off air about covering Little League when these teams played back in the day. That's what they were dreaming about all those years ago, and now they get to live it out.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And I mean, you know, in the last 36 hours, I've had a ton of people. Chris, you're one of the D9 experts, and who's going to win? I'm not even, you know, like usually we finish these shows with like predictions.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Well, I have a couple.
Okay.
If you want me to
go ahead. Go ahead.
Aiden Snowberger is going to get off the bench today as far as offense. He's been over the last couple games. I think he's due today. I think Blake Pisarcik has another big hit, and I think Dawson Smale reaches base every time he gets off today. That's going to be my prediction.
Those are your predictions.
Yeah.
While we're talking about guys in slumps, I think Derek Smale probably breaks out of his too, possibly. It's funny because you have two big guys like Snowberger on DCC, Derek Smale on Clarion, who are a little bit scuffling right now. And it's just, you're just waiting for them to break out. You're sitting there and you're like, boy, is this the day? Is this the day? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know.
I mean, maybe the score ends up 12-0 DCC. Maybe the score ends up 16-2 Clarion. But I have a hard time believing that's what's going to happen.
I really think it's going to be within a run or two. And I really think that, once again, I think there's going to be something big late in the game.
Here's my prediction on who's going to win. Dave Osborne, the District 9 baseball chairman.
Oh boy, how about it?
I mean, Oz gets to walk around here today a little bit. Not that Oz is like this, but a little bit with that chest pumped out a little bit. Like, hey man. And what's cool is it really shows about north central Pennsylvania, because there's another district that has two teams going at it as well, Bald Eagle area and Mount Union out of District 6.
Yep.
How good is baseball in that central corridor, that I-80 corridor of central Pennsylvania, from about State College west to Clarion, really going all the way to the line. When you look at what Sagertown did getting to this, or not Sagertown to the quarterfinals, Sharpsville to the semifinals, Punxsutawney to the semi. How good is baseball there?
It's great, and the thing, I thought of this the other day, Chris, it's like, in football and in basketball, when teams get into the state playoffs, they always look at the WPIAL as, oh, great, we got to play so-and-so out of the WPIAL. Well, now it seems to me that teams are saying, we got to play so-and-so out of District 9 or District 6 when it comes to the state baseball playoffs. That's a great feeling.
It really is. And, guys like you and me don't lose here, JJ. We know people on both sides of the aisle, and all I know is that after the game, I'm going to be talking to people that I've known for 20 years, 25 years, who are either going to be happy or sad. And I'm going to know people at DuBois who I've now known for the last 10 or so, who are either going to be really happy or really sad. And it's going to be fun. And folks, look, I know you have options of where you can listen to the game. I know that some of you are going to watch on PCN, and that's great, because the more people that can watch, the better. If you have PCN, that's fantastic. If you have to buy PCN Select, I know it's $14. I know that's a little bit expensive. It might be worth a while today. But if you don't want to pay, this man right here, JJ Michaels, is the best in the business when it comes to this. JJ has been doing baseball this year since the beginning of the season. He knows the teams. He knows the players. He's the guy you want to watch. He's the guy you want to listen to, because he's going to give you the action. He's going to give you the insight that you're not going to get from people who may not have seen a game all the way along and or seen these teams. And JJ's seen Central. JJ's talked and heard and seen Clarion. He knows what's going on. You were at the championship game.
I was not.
You aren't. That's right.
You
Mark
was there.
Mark. Yeah, but
I did Clarion against DCC in the
yes.
semifinal.
I knew there was a game. So
yeah.
you've seen both of these teams. You've seen. You know what they're capable of. And folks, he's the guy. And you can find that link on our website, d9and10sports.com. It'll be on our social media channels as well.
And incidentally, by the way, thank you for your kind words. Your check's in the mail. You can also, we have a smartphone app that you can download too. Just search for the Hound, WDDH. Feel free to.
I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I appreciate your kind words, Chris, and thank you.
Well, look, people like Chris. Are you doing the broadcast? Why would I do the broadcast when if the Hound does the broadcast, folks? Not only do you get it online like you get mine, you also get it on 97.5 FM. So if you're in the car or wherever, you don't have to worry about whether you have an internet signal. You can just tune in to 97.5. It can be like listening to Old School Pirates, Old School Pirate game.
Well, and I grew up doing that. When I was young, we did a lot of camping and grew up listening to Lanny call the games. The
yes,
NLE's
me too.
championship teams. And
I actually have Lenny Ferteri. The scorebook I use is Lenny Ferteri's. I got it from Dan Zangrelli, who actually sat in these booths here at Medler Field doing some games way back in the day. You guys are all Clarion guys. I'm an IUP guy, but that's okay. I'm an honorary Clarion guy. I did work there 15 years. So.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. But thank you very much for having me on and for the promotion. I can't help but think of Barry today.
Barry Morgan, who
he
passed away. Barry
day.
was the guy in District 9 for the longest time. And this was, we all strive to be like Barry.
He would have loved this today.
There's no question. I mean, this would have been, Barry's up there going.
I know he is.
He's smiling down, thinking, "My gosh, District 9 versus District 9. It doesn't get any better than this."
He's got a few beef sticks and his
sitting back.
That's
what I miss about Barry Morgan. I come here and there's no Bell's meats out of cane to eat on and to munch on, but. We'll have to do something about that. We're gonna get back to Bell's and get them. Next time you and I do something together, we're gonna have to get Bell's to maybe sponsor something with us.
That's good,
folks. Really appreciate you joining us. Thanks to Andy Close, who's been behind the scenes giving you all those great clips. Andy's been on the quiet side today, but that's okay. How's it going over there, Andy?
Going great, guys. Looking forward to what we got coming about a half hour.
Any predictions, Andy?
Yes, but I'm not going to give them to you.
Come on.
It's going to be a great game. I can't say anything more than what you guys have already said. This is so great for District 9, so great for baseball in this area. Yeah. I expect another tremendous baseball game today.
And folks, you'll be able to read all about it on D9and10sports.com, the YDL Sports Network. Do want to let people know we are going to be rebranding completely to the YDL Sports Network here over the summer. Don't worry, you'll not have any problem finding us. There'll be redirects you can go to D9and10sports.com. It'll still redirect to there, but we will be doing that rebrand. And we're doing that rebrand, folks, in case you're wondering. We're still going to focus on high school sports, of course. That's what we do. But we're doing that because we've added, as you've seen throughout the year, stuff with the small colleges. Andy was at the Small College World Series. We did a great thing with the Clarion County Special Olympics last Friday, where they had a basketball game.
That was really cool.
And so we're doing different things like that. And we wanted to get away from just being thought of as a high school site. And I know everybody's going to know where to find us. And again, we're not changing. You've seen it on social media all year as the YDL Sports Network. Didn't slow anybody down from finding us there. So we know that once that happens over the summer, everything is going to be, everybody's going to find us. Like I said, there'll be redirects and all that. But I did want to mention that. JJ, thanks for coming on, man.
Well, thank you, Chris, for having me, man. And Andy, I appreciate it, guys. This has been fun. I love baseball. It's my favorite sport. And I'm just pumped to turn around here and not show my face on camera and be able to talk to people on the radio.
And have a great broadcast.
I will do that, man. Thank you.
Folks, that'll do it from us here at Medler Field at Lebrano Park. Coming up at about 10:15, tune on over to the Hound 97.5 FM for the audio call of today's PIAA championship game between the Clarion Bobcats and the Du Bois Central Catholic Cardinals.